What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and today we have Donald with his Solfachord profile. So Donald, take it away.
Alright, hi guys, it's Donald from Zephyr War Games, bringing you an update of the Solfachord deck profile. It's been a while, so let's just jump straight into it. So starting straight off, we are playing 3 of the new Solfachord Promoter. She is basically, when you normal or special summon her, you can add any Solfachord card from your deck to hand, and then if you link summon, you can add 1 face-up extra deck or graveyard Solfachord card back to your hand. And then while you have a odd and even scale, your Solfachord cards cannot be negated, which is your general first starter for her. And then in the pendulum scale, when you pendulum summon, you can target 1 Solfachord card in your pendulum zone and add it back to hand. So next, we are playing 3 of Solfachord Solfachord. If you control no monster effect, if you control no monsters or all your monsters are Solfachord monsters, you can activate in hand to special summon her to suit your side of the field. The second effect, you can activate this effect. You may also tribute this card as well. Special summon 1 Solfachord monster from your hand except itself, but if you tributed it, you can special summon 1 face-up extra deck or graveyard instead. And then in the pendulum scale, while you control a Grand Solfachord monster, you can negate a monster effect on resolution. Really nice. Of course, now we're playing 3 Qtia. Qtia is your searcher. Normal special summon adds a Solfachord pendulum monster from deck to hand. If you have an even scale, your Solfachord pendulum monsters gain attack equal to their scale, pendulum scale times 100. In the pendulum scale, pendulum monsters, the pendulum summon of your pendulum Solfachord monsters cannot be negated. For the one-ofs for the Solfachord monsters, we're playing 1 Qtia, 1 Gracia, 1 Beautia, and 1 Coolia. Dreamia is an extra body on to summon on the field. Gracia, when normal or special summon, adds you a Solfachord spell trap. Beauty is a level 7 mainly, and you can, if it battles, it can pop a monster with attack equal to or less than to your lowest scale times 300. And then Coolia is an interruption where if your opponent monster activates an effect, you can destroy it if their attack is equal to or less than to 300 times your highest scale. So that's really it that you're going to want out of these. So on to the other monsters. We're playing the 1 Supreme King Gate Magician. This card's role is just to add you the trap of the Supreme King. That's all he does. Next, we are playing Triple Divine of the Herald. I haven't got my other 2 haven't arrived yet, so just have to practice it for now. But Divine of the Herald is basically an extra starter, as this then sends your Trias from your deck to the grave, and it allows you to, when tributed, summons out your Promoter and you start off your combo. For the rest of the deck, in terms of monsters, is going to be your hand trap lineup. I am playing Triple Herald of the Orange Light. Great for when you're trying to do your combos, especially when it's a 2.5 card combo, and allows you for the interruption, prevent interruption on that. Triple for us, because you might not be necessarily going first, so it's always good for the draws. 3 Ash, it's pretty standard, and then 1 Nib and 1 Draw. This is because I'm playing the 1 Crossout Designator, and so these can be like another set of hand traps that you want to play if you so wish. Otherwise, I play the Crossout because the deck falls pretty bad to not being able to have access to Nib negation on the 5th summon, and draw as well, so there's that. For spells, so the 1 Crossout Designator, for the one-ofs, we are playing the 1 Callby for anti-hand trap. Talents just to mainly to either draw to extend or look at your opponent's hand, so that you can plan out your plays, and then 1 for 1 as the main way to get out your another way to get out Promoter and extend. For your Solfachord spells, you're playing triple Happiness. Happiness is our new one. So Happiness has 3 effects. You can activate one of each, only one of each per turn. So if you open up with all 3, you can activate all 3 of the effects. So the first effect, which is the main one, is you discard a card, and if you do, you add 2 Pendulum Solfachord monsters with different scales from your deck to hand. Then you can special summon 1 Solfachord Pendulum monster from your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls plus 1, which is really nice. The second effect is during your main phase, you can conduct 1 pendulum summon for Solfachord monsters in addition to your normal pendulum summon. And the third effect, which you will rarely do, it's to summon 2 Solfachord cards from your pendulum zones. But yeah. The other spell we're playing in the deck is the Solfachord Elegance. The main use of this is to add, it's 3 effects, but the main one you're going to be doing is add 1 Solfachord Pendulum monster from your hand to the extra deck face up, and you place 2 Solfachord Pendulum monsters from your deck, 1 with an odd scale, 1 with an even scale to your scales, face up to your side field. Yeah. And lastly, is Soul of the Supreme King. The whole point of this is to summon out Zark by paying half life, and then with the board you do so, you can have Zark's effect not negated, even though it would be negated by this trap. But then you can get a free board wipe, and then plus an extra interrupt if your opponent plays a spell afterwards. So that's it for the main deck. Onto the extra deck, we're playing 1 Grand Solfachord Musica and 2 Grand Solfachord Coolia. Musica is mainly here so that if you when you do pendulum summon, you want to target your Yugioh and add a level 8, which would then add you Coolia. So yeah, Yugioh into Coolia mainly with the Link 2. Coolia is an Omnigate by special summoning a odd scale, and that's really all she does. But she has the added effect that monsters, the activated effects of pendulum monsters this card points to cannot be negated, which is very nice. For the other links, we're playing the one Anima, because a lot of your level 1s, if they get stopped, you can then just go into Anima and start interacting with boards. Your IP and your SP as your an extra board of interrupt. Beyond the Pendulum is your main way to get your Supreme King Magician, and the one Exceed the Pendulum for extending into access code. That's what she's really there for mainly. But yeah, Beyond the Pendulum is also one of the part of the combo pieces, which I'll probably will show in the combo later. For the rest of the extra deck, so the 1 Crystal Wing, so this is if your opponent activates a spell while your trap is in the grave, banish it and banish your Zark to then summon out Crystal Wing. Fusions, got your Zark and Vortex, because you can summon out Absolute to then go into Vortex when you link it off, and it's just an extra body and the gate. And the last one is a rank 1. At the moment, I'm only using Ghost Trick Dullahan. It's supposed to be the Lyrilisk Ensemble Robin, Robin, which is the rank 1 where you can double bounce when your opponent special summons. But at the moment, I don't have it at the moment, so we're going with Dullahan. So it basically is a half attack. Okay, and so that's it for the deck profile. Did you want me to do the combo as well?
Yeah, you can do a combo. You got a combo.
Yeah, cool. So I'll show you the 2.5 card combo. A big, massive shout out to Marcus Yugioh for this combo, and pretty much this deck profile, near enough this deck profile. So your main card you want to start is Promoa. So let's just move this back a bit. So your Promoa, and either Solfachord, Yugioh, Gracia, or Happiness. Because what this basically ends up happening, and also 1 other card to discard. So we'll just use one of the diviners. So this is the big, it's basically a variation pretty much, because whatever you're going to search is going to search the others. And yeah, so for this combo's sake, I'm going to show you the 2 new cards in action plus the Wonders card. So you start with Promoa. Promoa in one of those zones underneath the pendulum scales is going to add you the happiness, and you can also just use Solfachod's effect in hand to special summon to your side field. So do that. Next, you're going to activate happiness and do the first effect to discard 1 and add 2, and then summon 1 from hand. So you discard your 1 card, add 2. So you add Cutia and Gracia, and then you summon out Gracia to the field in the other zone. Then Gracia effect will trigger, allowing you to add Elegance from your deck to hand. And then using Solfachord's effect, you can activate the effect to summon from hand and choose not to tribute. This is the Solfachord from hand. So you special summon Cutia, and then Cutia triggers, allowing you to grab Butia to hand. So then you're going to want to activate your Elegance to put Butia into your extra deck. Face up extra deck and place out 2 scales. So there will be your Solfachord and Promoa into your scales like so. Just make sure it's all on camera. It's grave. Let's put it up here. Next, what you're going to want is Link Summon these 2 off to go into Beyond the Pendulum, and then Beyond the Pendulum effect is going to allow you to add the Magician to hand. So that's in your hand. Next, you're going to Pendulum Summon out. So you want Magician over here in the far zone that's not being pointed to, and then we have Butia and Gracia. So you want Butia probably in the main zone, because this will be pretty important. Because now you're going to want to link off your Cutia and whichever one you summoned out into your Grand Solfachord Musica. This will then trigger Promoa's effect to add back your happiness back to hand. And then you can overlay these 2 level 7s into, before that, when you summon Magician will add you the trap, before you do that. So then you link off, you add back your happiness, and then you overlay. Okay? Right. And then with that, you can, so this is in that zone, you then link off your Beyond the Pendulum and Promoa off. Then link into your Solfachord Culia in a zone that then points to these 3. Okay, and then with happiness, you activate it this second time round, but then this time you want to Pendulum Summon an additional to your Pendulum Summon. So you then Pendulum Summon out Cutia, Promoa especially, and then any of the remaining 2. This will then trigger Grand Musica's effect to target Cutia as Chenic 1 to add a level 8 monster. So this will be adding Culia from your deck, and then Chenic 2 would be the Promoa in your scale to target itself and add back. So that goes back to your hand, and then this goes to your hand. So what you're going to do then is overlay these 2 for your rank 1. So this should be Robin, but I'm using Donahan as the example, and then you link off your Absolute and Gracia into your IP, and then Absolute triggers Engrave to then summon out your Vortex. Then lastly, you place your Culia to scale, and then set your trap. So during your opponent's turn, you have first off an Omni Negate by summoning out of odd scale. So a monster negate on resolution. This would have been 2 bounces, but in this case a half attack. An extra Omni Negate Omni Negate with Vortex, and then after Vortex used, IP can then tag it out into SP. If you do summon out if you do summon out your Coolia, actually that's pretty bad. Yeah, if you use both like your materials on Robin, you want to link those off so that you free up your space, so that when you use Coolia's effect to summon out the Solfachord to Coolia, she can then basically pop a monster with 9 times 300 or less. So anything that's a 2/7 or less that activates on your opponent's side of forward, you can then pop it. And then lastly, you got the trap, which then summons out Zark, which doesn't get negated because it's in a zone that Coolia points to. Board wipes, and then if they activate a spell, you banish these two both to then summon out the Crystal Wave. So that's literally it. The deck itself, and then has you an extra follow-up. So if you also had the Herald, and then this also adds it to that. But that's literally it for the deck profile and the combo.
Perfect, thank you very much. So Solfachord got some really nice support thanks to Doom of Dimensions, and this is kind of what the deck can now do with these particular updates. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Any questions at all, by all means, please put in the comments down below, and I know Donald will be more than happy to answer them where possible. For now, as absolutely always, stay safe, and of course,
Happy Dueling!